So the URC season starts this week, and I have to admit I cannot wait to get some weekly rugby back in my life. Making my predictions, I've decided to go in order who I think is going to finish bottom to the top region, and then you can disagree or agree with me in the comments. So the bottom region, unfortunately, is still going to be the Dragons, though I have to say I've been mega impressed with their recruitment drive this year. They've also looked pretty good in the pre-season, 13 new signings and 3 really good academy players coming into the club, and they've got rid of a lot of the dead wood. The player I think is going to be the key signing for them that they've brought in is Dylan Lewis. I think the scrum has been so bad for the Dragons, really, and someone who can shore up that position. It allows the launch plays, it makes it easier for the back row, which is really good for the Dragons, and it's going to just sort things out and make it a lot easier for that back line to start moving and hopefully get the attack going for the Dragons, which has been pretty blunt too. What's going to be difficult for them is just the culture of losing has been so deeply ingrained, and while I think they're going to definitely win more games this season, I think it's just going to be so difficult going from 1 win to getting like 6 or 7, because it's going to be really difficult to integrate all these players and get them playing the way that Tia wants them. So that's going to be the real struggle, and that's going to be the challenge. If, though, they can come in and they just hit the ground running, then it's going to be an exciting season for Dragon fans. I'm predicting 15th, but I am hoping for a nice cup run to bring the Dragons faithful back to Rodney Parade. Next, then, I think, is going to be the Ospreys. I haven't necessarily been impressed with the Ospreys recruitment drive this year. You know, they've still got that strong Type 5. I think the best player they've signed is Ryan Smith. Very little I've seen of him. I've been very impressed. I think he's going to add some extra leadership. But the back row is not deep. You've got Moriarty who's come in, Deebs, Jack Morgan's going to be away with Wales, Morgan Morse and Morgan Morris. So that's only really 5, and Jack Morgan's going to be away. It's an attritional position. I'm worried about that spot. I'm even more worried, though, about outside halves. They basically got one. You can count Jack Welsh, but to me, he's so much better when he plays fullback. Dan Edwards is basically their only option at 10 at the moment as it stands, and he's definitely going to be away with Wales. So that is a real position I worry about. I do kind of worry about the Ospreys this year, and for that reason, I'm going to go with 12th. But maybe they can have a good cup run and finally get that curse of the quarterfinal off their shoulders. Above them then, I think it is going to be Cardiff. They've not lost too many players that they would have wanted to keep hold of. Unfortunately, Lilo did retire, so that is a position that worries me. 13 is really light for Cardiff. Also, just lost Mason Grady in the pre-season friendly, and in the same game they lost Elijah Evans, who was the young player coming through the academy in that position and looking to break into the first team this season. So that is going to be like a real struggle for them now to fill that position. They're going to have to bring someone in. The player I am looking forward to seeing, though, is Johan Lloyd, coming from the Scarlets. He's coming as an outside half, but I think we're going to see him moved into a lot of positions. For Cardiff, I would kind of forget the cup. It's a little bit of a difficult draw in the group, so I would just concentrate on the league and try to improve where they were last year, but I think it's going to be a tough year, and I'm seeing them at 10th. But I do think that the Scarlets are going to finish the top Welsh region again. They haven't lost too many players that they would have liked. They have lost quite a few in the second row, which is a worry to me. They lost Alex Craig, Via Fafita and Morgan Jones as well, and only really brought in Jake Ball out of retirement. So that worries me. What is Jake Ball going to be like? We don't know. So that is a worry for me. They have been progressing under Dwayne Peel, though, which is a positive. He seems like he's got them playing the way he wants. He's getting the players in that he wants and maybe losing some of the deadwood that he had in the club when he first moved in. A lot of good depth in that centre position. In the back line, they're dangerous. They got a strong pack, which has got a lot of non-Welsh qualified players, so they're not going to lose into the internationals like they did last year again. So they've got a chance to go through the season and get wins constantly along the way like they did last year. The player who they have signed that I am looking forward to seeing, though, is Joe Hawkins. Played at 10 in the pre-season, which is interesting. They've only really got Sam Costello, who's the senior 10 in that position. So Hawkins is going to be playing 10. Whether he fills in at the centre as well, we don't know. But I'm excited to see him back in Wales, and I am excited to see him have a run at 10. Could potentially be an answer for Wales in that position if he comes in and he shows that he can really play the position. For the Scarlets, I think it'll be a similar year to last year, but they only just sneaked in really last year, and I think they're going to miss out this year just about, and I think they're going to be 9th. The reason I am feeling a little bit down on the season though is, like, Ulster are not going to have a season like that again. I very much doubt it. Connacht really underperformed, and Benetton underperformed while their budget really shows, and that's what makes it difficult. The teams will improve the regions, but then you've got to think who's going to fall below them, and there's not really many teams. It's going to be really difficult for the Welsh teams to climb up that league, and that's why I'm a little bit worried. And also, just all of the rubbish that's going on off the field for the regions just doesn't breed for a successful setup. So that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think, and I will catch you on the next one.